When a relative enters a dementia unit, it's a whole medical team that you will now be dealing with. Doctors, nurses, carers, administrators, and it's important to know who's who and what's what, all of this in the resident's voice. So it's important to take a note of the roles of the personnel and the medical staff, their tasks and their involvement with your relative. And that's the way forward to be able to find out what's going on and where you need to be involved. Now, there will always be lots of questions that you want to ask at the dementia unit, but the problem is everyone's too busy, genuinely too busy to answer it. That's why it's important to upskill, educate yourself with the reading, with the videos, with friends and family who are carers or nurses previously or present, and get yourself upskilled on the whole environment of a dementia unit so that then you can be in sync with what's happening and what's going on. Now, once you've actually orientated yourself to all this, the next thing is to find the person the medical person who works regularly at the dementia unit to ask for questions regarding, say, your mother in the facility, because there's always lots of day-to-day questions, and it's not so much the charge nurse you want to ask all these questions to about does mum need shampoo or soap or this or that with her wardrobe, though some relatives do, but it is an inconvenience, I have to say, to take up the time of a charge nurse at the front desk asking about mum's shampoo and soap. Well, she'll be kind enough and good enough probably to answer you. I mean, she's got 1,000 things on at any one time. It's much easier, it's better to ask the carer, the primary carer of your mother, ask her about the day-to-day things. If the shower is at 10 a.m, come in after that, and while she's getting dressed or dried or whatever, then you can just ask what's needed, because that's a day-to-day account. The carer will know, oh, well, yes, we are short of shampoo, or we are short of soap or whatever, or I've noted that these shirts aren't named at the laundry, or she needs an extra pair of slippers, or she's short on singlets, or whatever, goes. I mean, the wardrobe's a big subject. I have done videos on the wardrobe, getting a comfortable, stretchy, decent wardrobe. So the carer will be able to update you on all of that, and you'll just be able to make a note and go forth from there. Much more efficient. And it's really important to get to know the primary carer. She is the main person really in your mother's life from this point on at the dementia unit. With medications, of course, and dressings, it will be the nurse dishing that out, but that's only for 5 minutes a day. Whereas the carer, who has generally about 8 residents to look after, her primary responsibility, she's going to be doing all the showering, dressing, hair washing, toileting, you name it, making the bed. Then, of course, there's the cleaners who do the cleaning, the laundry girls who bring in the laundry, and that's accessory. But the primary cares is the primary carer who will be hopefully working 5 days a week with your mother. Different units have different schedules. Some units vary. Various carers look after each resident. Where I've worked anyway, it's always the same carer, primary carer, for the 5 days they're on with the other 8 residents. So that's the best way, because hopefully, there will be a chance then. Your mother will get to know her and hopefully a good relationship established. So with the nurse, go to her about medications, definitely, dressings, wounds, falls, how she's sleeping, eating. Behaviour problems, you can speak to both the carer, who of course will know full well if there are behaviour problems with your parent, with showering, that will all be demonstrated. Showering being the most stressful time for residents and staff, actually, because lots of dementia residents do not like getting showered. And so, it can be an angry time. So just check in with the carer, and you can also ask the nurse about that as well. And then anything you can do to mitigate these effects. There's always something a relative can do. I mean, if your mother is getting upset with the shower, come 15 minutes early and say, look, Mum, the carer's about to come now. You're about to have your shower. I've come in early, you know, to let you know about it so you can get orientated to it. Maybe make her a cup of tea or bring her in a coffee if she likes it from the favourite cafe, whatever it is, or take her for a walk beforehand, whatever it is that calms her down. But mainly your presence, you know, you're there to support. Now, Mum, you know, your carer, she's lovely, she's very good. I've talked to her, everything's going to be all right. You know, and then she was, oh, thank you, dear, for coming in early to tell me what's going on, because I never seem to know what's going on and I get all confused, and as she will, because she's probably not being informed or orientated or updated. It's just time for shower and that's it, you know. Whereas if you know, orientated to the fact she is about to have a shower, she can start to slowly, as they do, compute it. Okay, let me get ready for this. And then after the shower, if it hasn't been that great, but hopefully it has been because you've orientated her prior, afterwards just, you know, Mum, you did really well and good on you for going through that, and thank the carer and praise Mum and do all the things you need to make everyone feel good. And maybe after that a little walk or a cup of tea again. And if you do this for the first few weeks of your mother coming into the dementia unit, it's a really good way of helping her settle down. So these are the things, all the important things you need to know about a dementia unit and how to, you know, help and be involved and support your parent. Written about in the Resident's Voice and the Resident's Rise, both on Amazon, and description below. Thank you for all your support and likes, and please pass on the links and subscribe. Thanks.